talk about it. Sexual abuse. It's sad but true that some people's sexual behavior can be dangerous and even hurt others. This kind of behavior is called sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is a subject that kids and adults find very hard and painful to think about and talk about. People often hear a lot of wrong and confusing things about it. Though most kids have probably heard the words sexual abuse, that doesn't mean they know exactly what those words mean. Sexual means having something to do with sex. Abuse means to treat wrongly or to mistreat. Sexual abuse happens when someone mistreats a person in a sexual way. Sometimes it happens when someone who is more powerful than another person, or when someone who is older than another person takes advantage of that person in a sexual way. It is wrong for anyone to take advantage of another person just because he or she is older or more powerful. Most of us, kids and grown-ups, are taught rules as we are growing up about treating others with respect. Sexual abuse happens when someone breaks the rules that have to do with another person's body. When someone talks about or makes unwanted or inappropriate sexual comments to another person about that person's body, that's one kind of sexual abuse. Sexual abuse also happens when someone touches or does something to the private parts, the sexual parts of another person's body, that person does not want him or her to do, or when someone makes another person do something to his or her private parts that the person does not want to do. This person can be someone the person knows, someone the person loves, or a stranger. The truth is that it is most likely, but not always, someone the person knows. Sexual abuse can happen between kids and adults, even between a parent and a child. It can also happen between one kid and another kid, and between brothers and sisters. It can happen to both boys and girls. The usual and normal daily hugging, kissing, touching, and holding hands that go on among family members and good friends because they care about each other are not sexual abuse. A doctor's or nurse's physical examination of a person's body is not sexual abuse either. Everyone needs to have regular medical checkups to stay healthy. Sexual abuse can feel painful or even hurt a lot, but not all sexual abuse hurts. In fact, a person can be abused in a way that can feel loving and gentle. When this happens, a person can feel very confused because it is almost impossible to understand how something so wrong can feel gentle or loving. In any sexual touching or sexual relationship, every male and female, even if one person is stronger or older or more powerful than the other person, has the responsibility to have a caring, thoughtful, and respectful relationship with the other person. Boys need to respect girls, and girls need to respect boys by not coercing, which means forcing the other person to engage in any type of sexual relationship, even when one's sexual feelings are very strong. Whether sexual abuse hurts or feels gentle or even loving, it is always wrong. People, especially grown-ups, know it is wrong. It is not your fault if it happens to you. Even if kids do not know the rules, grown-ups do or should know the rules. It is important always to remember that your body belongs to you. It is also important to know that there are lots of people around who do care about kids and want to keep them safe. If anyone tries to do something to your body that you don't want them to do or don't think they should do, say no or stop or don't to the person who is abusing you. Some of you may have heard the word harass. Harass means to annoy or bother. If anyone harasses or bothers you by talking about sex, by using rude or dirty words about sex when you don't want them to, or by talking about your body in a way that you don't like, tell that person to stop. Even though that person is not actually touching your body, talking about your body in this way can be a kind of sexual abuse. Sometimes a person will try to tempt another person to engage in sex by flirting or telling a person how pretty or handsome she or he is, or by dressing in a sexy manner. This can feel very confusing because there are times that these kinds of behaviors are fine and normal, but sometimes they are not fine or normal at all, or can even include offering a person alcohol or drugs, even when that person is too young, or showing that person photos or videos of naked bodies. These kinds of behaviors are wrong and inappropriate, and they can happen to both boys and girls. If this ever happens, tell that person to stop, and then go tell a trusted adult as soon as you can what has happened, so the adult can help to make this stop. This, too, is a type of abuse. There are some secrets with a trusted friend that are okay to keep, but don't keep sexual abuse a secret if it happens to you or a friend, even if someone tells you to keep it a secret. Tell another person you know and trust right away. If the first person you tell doesn't listen to you, tell a second person. Talk about it until you find someone who understands you and believes you. That person will help you. Always remember, if someone abuses you, it is never your fault. You also should never abuse anyone in any way. It's not fair. It's not your right. When someone says no to you, you must believe that person and honor that person's wishes. Most people don't like to talk about sexual abuse, but now more people are talking about it. A kid can talk about it with a parent or a friend or a teacher. Very often, it helps to talk with a therapist, a school counselor, a doctor, a nurse, or a clergy member. People specially trained to help. When a person who has been sexually abused can talk about it with someone he or she trusts, he or she may eventually feel better about what has happened.